Hi, welcome to week 9 of science. So, to this point, we have really covered a variety or a big range of different things in science. We've taken a look at weather, we have talked about simple machines, we've taken a look at last week's topic, which was plants. We looked at the plant life cycle and we looked at photosynthesis and what that is. Well, it's very important that we understand plants because plants are actually the center of what we're going to be talking about this week. So, this week we're going to be talking about and learning more about the food chain. What's important about the food chain? What do we need to know? Well, if it wasn't for the food chain, we would not be alive. We would not be here. Please understand that the food chain is not this big long metal chain that we tie around food and drag with us. It's actually a whole process or a bunch of steps that are needed in order for us, animals, insects, plants, and our entire planet to stay alive and to continue to work and function without getting sick or eventually dying. Now, as we talk about the food chain, we will throughout the week talk about things that are part of our food chain. So we will specifically be talking about humans and animals and what their role is in the food chain. So we will talk about some of their jobs. We will also talk about the different types of things that are in our food chain or our ecosystem. And that is one of the first words you are going to learn in today's Nearpod. An ecosystem is just simply uh, the environment that we're in. Now, throughout the day, in many different environments. So the school bus or the van is one environment. Our school is a different environment. Your home is a different environment. If you have a job after school, or if you go to some kind of camp or tutoring. Those are all different environments, different ecosystems. There's different things going on in those environments. In our food chain, no matter what ecosystem you're in, our food chain is always there. So without that food chain, just understand that we wouldn't be here. Nothing would be here. As you wrap up the week, you will learn specifically about predators, prey, omnivores, carnivores, and herbivores. Those are all terms that you most likely have heard of, but don't have a very good understanding of. But after this week, you will not only understand what those are, but you will understand how they work in our ecosystems that we live in, as well as how those terms or those words are a part of our food chain. Now, this topic can get a little tricky, right? This is starting to learn about our world. So it's not necessarily looking at machines and how things work. It's about how our environment, how our world survives, how it continues to live, and why we as people continue to live, all because of these other things that are around us, these other things that are part of our ecosystem. So, this part of science is called life science. And it's called life science because without it, we would not have life. So please, as we work through this, this is where we can't be shy. This is where we have to ask why. Why is this happening? Why does that have to be that way? Why do we call this thing an ecosystem? Or why do we call this thing a herbivore? This is an important topic to ask questions on. So as the week goes on, please raise your hand if you're in front of me, or send me a chat or an email if you're at home, so we can start to better understand science as it pertains to us in our life. Good luck with week 9.